Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started. My name is Kevin Ham. I'm the president of Big Sky Pride. Last year we saved Pride when they said we weren't going to do it in Butte. We said, oh, by God, we will. And much like in Ireland 3 weeks ago, God leaned down and said, oh yeah, gays, we like them. We are celebrating 20 years of Pride parades and rallies in this lovely state, which is pretty amazing. Because I grew up here, and I can tell you right now that I was nothing more than terrified when I figured out I was gay. And I'm so glad to be back in my hometown, where I live, not here, but where I live, and be able to be out and loud and proud all the time. So this year, we wanted to raise up and honor some of the untold stories of our community and the everyday queerios that we know and love. Raising up new voices and leaders decreases tokenization and burnout and empowers us to help everyone to find their potential in leading our community forward. Because you know what? If we aren't involved, we don't win. And we want to win. Really quick, before we get into the other speakers, we'd like to take a moment and thank our 2015 Pride Committee here in Missoula, who donated literally thousands of hours of their time to make this weekend happen. Could they all please come to the front of the stage, turn to the audience, and wave as gay as you can be. But this is the core group. It's an amazing amount of work to put one of these weekends together, and everybody kind of went, oh, we could do it in 5 minutes. Days later, we were like, well, we could do it in 5 shots. So thank you guys. You're awesome. We appreciate everything that you've done. Everybody, if you get a chance to talk to them, say thanks. Our first speaker today is Jackson Enemy Hunter. Jackson is from the Crow Reservation. We wanted to honor Jackson and our Grand Marshals, the Two-Spirit people, this year. It's important that we all take note of the land in which we stand. It includes institutional racism that has dismantled and held back folks such as the Two-Spirit people. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackson.
Kaha, Balaja to Kata Desh Hook, be up solid. Hanawaba, Itchik Dihako, Halay Luke. My name is Samuel Jackson, Enemy Hunter. My Crow Indian name is Accomplishes Things First. And that's how I just introduced myself. In our way, and in our language and our culture, we introduce ourselves by our birth names in our language. We are one of the few tribes left in Montana that still does have our own native language. And so I just wanted to introduce myself in my language and to welcome everybody here today. This is my... Ahogashi. Denise, thank you. This is my fiance, Jace Erpenbach. And we are actually, again, one of the few, the Crow people, the Apsalagat people are one of the few tribes left that still do have traditional same-sex marriages, and that is what we're going to be doing next summer. It's going to be a big thing. I wanted to show this war bonnet. Everybody knows what this war bonnet is. This is a chief war bonnet, and this was given to me by my father before he passed away. And also the war bonnet that Jace is wearing was also gifted to me. This is a Crow traditional two-spirit war bonnet. It is the only one in existence. What the two-spirit, a lot of people ask, okay, what is two-spirit? What are the two-spirit people? And two-spirit is the general term for all the indigenous people who have the spirit of a man and the spirit of a woman. Our traditions go way back before assimilation. And so we were very highly respected individuals. We were caregivers, we were counselors, we were advisors to chiefs. And so the two-spirit people were very important to each tribe. And so here in Montana, we are very fortunate that the Crow, the Blackfeet, the Cheyenne still have two-spirit people and are still teaching those ways. They are being lost, but we are doing the best that we can to keep those going, those traditions alive, because once they're gone, they're gone. And so we have a generation coming up that we are starting to teach them the traditional ways of our people and to bring that honor and that pride back to who the two-spirit people are and who are always going to be. We are always going to be here, and we will stand for our... And so I would like to thank Big Sky Pride, the Missoula Planning Committee, for having the two-spirit people as the Grand Marshals. We have a Spirit Wildcat is here somewhere. She is Miss Montana's two-spirit. Way back there, she has this big old beaded crown. Its spirit actually came from Idaho. So she drove here from Idaho to be a part of the two-spirit group. And also Stephen Barrios from Browning is back there in her regalia. And so, again, I would like to say ahogashi to everybody that did come out. As we were marching, I'm also a sun dancer, and this eagle whistle goes back for generations. And I'm going to honor everybody here with this whistle one more time before I go. So everybody just in your own way, let's just take a few seconds to say a prayer to your creator. Akbadadia is my creator. I'm going to pray to Akbadadia. So everybody else, whoever you believe in, whoever you pray to, do that, take a few seconds, and I'm going to blow my eagle whistle. It's gonna be loud, so I'm just gonna go over here. Ahogashi.
Hello, I'm Deb Eckhart, and I'm going to talk today about it takes a village, people, supporting LGBT youth in today's world. So I'm an ally and president of Hamilton Bitterroot Flag chapter, and I'm excited to be here today speaking with you in celebration of lesbians, gays, bisexual, and transgender individuals, not only in our community but around the world. With my son's permission, I'd like to share with you a snapshot into my journey of becoming the parent that my gay child needed me to be, and we'll just offer a few tips to help support LGBT youth in today's world. Now, while I wear many hats in my community, I'd have to say the role that I am the most proud of is being the parent of my 21-year-old gay son. And even though I believed Alex was likely gay before he entered kindergarten, I knew I was charged with laying a strong and healthy foundation for him way before he was ready to come out. I wanted to be the best parent possible to my LGBT child, or at the very least, do no harm. The road we would be walking together seemed daunting at times, but the thought of being unprepared or checked out was even more overwhelming. I had to recalibrate my compass and let go of my own expectations of who I imagined my child would be. Now, there are many parents of LGBT children who have good intentions, and they're genuinely concerned about how to help children fit in, be accepted, and enjoy life. But how we choose to do this could be helpful or maybe even harmful. Not only did I start reading everything possible about how to help my gay son face the challenges that lay ahead, it propelled me to obtain my master's degree in social work so I could help create social change for vulnerable and oppressed populations, including LGBT folks. The year before Alex came out was dark and depressing for both of us. Alex spoke often about self-harm, and most evenings were spent processing his emotions. He agreed to enter counseling for added support. Who could I talk to, I wondered? Who would even understand? I cried myself to sleep on several occasions, experiencing the pain I could only imagine he must be going through, and feeling ill-equipped to fix it. In the meantime, that year we had discussed about what it meant to be gay, bisexual, or transgender, and that all people, no matter their sexual orientation or gender expression, deserve dignity and respect. Call it a mother's intuition, but I knew the moment Alex was ready to come out. Would he be afraid? Had I created a safe enough environment? What might he need from me at that very moment? I'm not sure whose heart was pounding harder, but I knew it was time. Mom, he said seriously, I have something to tell you. I sat down on his bed and Alex proceeded to tell me he was gay. My response would be critical to how this conversation would unfold. I tried my hardest to exude acceptance. Okay, I said, I love you no matter what. Thank you for trusting me enough to tell me. Long pause. How are you feeling now that you've told me? It felt like the floodgates of despair had finally been lifted, and I hope and think it was for both of us. I can only imagine that being out must have been so freeing for my son in many ways, but this mama bear still wanted to keep her cub from harm's way. That's where my own support became critical. I spoke to our former president of PFLAG and started to attend meetings. So here's what I've learned, which I hope might be helpful in supporting other LGBT youth in today's world. First, become educated. Okay, you don't have to go back to school in order to support LGBT youth, but you can start by giving dignity and respect and having the courage to speak out against discrimination and other social injustices. Next, create a safe, accepting, and supportive environment. LGBT youth who report high levels of family rejection have increased risk factors that negatively impact their overall health, development, and well-being. And if you want to find out more about that, check out the Family Acceptance Project. LGBT youth need the emotional space to explore who they are and feel comfortable enough to talk about their feelings, concerns, hopes, and fears. Ask yourself, is your communication respectful and accepting, or biased and derogatory? Are your actions welcoming and inclusive, or isolating and rejecting? Even if we can't remove their pain, bearing witness to their journey is one of the most loving acts we can offer. Build your own support system. I became involved with PFLAG, whose mission is to promote the health and well-being of LGBT persons, their families and friends, through support, education, and advocacy to end discrimination and secure equal civil rights. Yeah. Okay, form a tribe for your child. All LGBT youth need a sense of hope and connection in order to address the feelings of isolation that many LGBT youth experience. I'm going to kind of wrap it up, but a few more points. I want you to find ways to empower your LGBT youth and access or create resources in your community. And finally, advocate for changes in attitudes, policies, and laws that achieve full equality for individuals who are LGBT. So in closing, I want to thank each of you for bearing witness to my struggles and joys of parenting an LGBT youth. I'm thrilled to report that Alex is a much happier young adult, studying social work and interning for a variety of LGBT-oriented organizations through his university. He has since become a strong advocate for equal rights among LGBT individuals. So now, I'm asking each of you to be a light in their lives. Listen to them, be there for them, hug them, and become more mindful of the words we use and the actions we take so we are better equipped to support LGBT youth in a way that promotes their overall well-being to create a healthier, brighter future. Thank you.
Our next speaker is one of the absolute nearest and dearest to my heart. Over a game of drinking Jenga and a bottle of McCormick's 10 years ago, we got to know each other and became fast friends. I knew I had found a best friend for life. Not only is she the life of the party, she's also an inspiration to us all. Stove's level of dedication to educating the community about HIV is unsurpassed. Their presence lights up the state with their seemingly endless amount of knowledge, compassion, and laughter. Please welcome to the stage my illogical sissy, Stouffer.
Everyone, thank you for coming out today. My name is Christopher Gearing, but most folks around Missoula call me Stouffer. You may also call me Stouffer. I came out when I was 15 at Capitol High School in Helena, Montana. Yeah. During this time in my life, I decided I wanted a cause to champion. I picked the cause of HIV and AIDS. I learned everything I could about the virus, and I listened to the stories from within my community about how people's lives have been impacted by HIV. Everybody seems to be touched by HIV somehow, but there is very little spoken about it around the dinner table, school, or even in the local news. I became a health educator and outreach worker to my community to try and help stop the spread of HIV by providing condoms, lube, and HIV tests to those who needed them. The one thing that remains, however, are folks are still afraid of HIV. On July 27th, 2009, I tested HIV positive on an OraSure rapid test by my friend Jace Cox. Jace is no longer with us, but he taught me that I was worth loving. Many of my other friends offered me clear logic, support, and I even attended for the first time in Montana the HIV Positives Men's Retreat. It was through meeting others and hearing their stories that I began to realize that HIV was something I could beat. If you are HIV positive and you can hear me from where you are standing, I want you to know that you are worth loving. There are people who love you regardless of what we carry inside of ourselves. Take care of yourselves and, more importantly, each other. The HIV positive community in Montana is one of the strongest and healthiest communities that I've ever seen. HIV might be scary to those of you who are unsure of your HIV status or who think that you're already HIV negative. The only way to conquer your fear of HIV is to educate yourselves and get tested. Having sex with somebody of the same HIV status is not, I repeat, it is not going to keep you HIV negative. It is not enough. It is possible to safely have sex with an HIV positive person. If the idea of having sex with someone who is positive is unsettling to you, again, educate yourself. This is a new world of HIV. It seems like a dark, scary world out there with HIV, and I agree somewhat. But I know something that you might not. There are so many wonderful things on the horizon for the cure, prevention, and treatment of HIV that we can end this. There is information available on a functional cure that will be wrapping up its first trial at the end of 2016. There is a pill that you can take called Truvada, known as PrEP, that can prevent you from getting an HIV infection. Let me repeat, there is a pill that can prevent you from becoming infected with HIV. There are injectable medications on the horizon that last longer and would make taking daily medication and daily dosing of PrEP obsolete. Advances have been made in vaccine research. Educate yourselves by regularly reading news articles about HIV. We need your help. We need your support whether you are HIV positive or not. We need the state of Montana to allocate HIV prevention money and fund programs to cover copays of Truvada as TREP, and finally, fund HIV prevention in the state of Montana for the first time since the start of the epidemic. And lastly, if there is one message that I can leave you all with today, there is no shame in being HIV positive.
It's such a pleasure for me to be here on behalf of my boss, Senator Tester. And he writes, "Thank you for allowing me to share a few words. Before the end of the month, we can expect the Supreme Court to finally make a ruling regarding same-sex marriage. Before the case was heard this spring, I filed a brief urging the Supreme Court to overturn bans on same-sex marriage, because all Montana couples should have the same rights to happiness and protection under the law that my wife, Charla, and I enjoy. I think it's simple. If you get married in Montana, your rights shouldn't be violated if you move to another state. We have seen many cities across Montana make huge strides by passing non-discrimination ordinances to protect folks from employment or housing discrimination. But that's not enough. If you live in a town that has yet to pass a non-discrimination ordinance, keep fighting. And if you live in a town that has already passed a law, fight for those who don't share your protections. Also, pay attention to local candidates. Find out where they stand on non-discrimination ordinances and their support for equality and protections for all. We must keep moving forward. I hope everyone has a fun and safe weekend. Keep up the great work and stay in touch. Sincerely, John Tester. Thanks so much.
This is Governor Bullock for my interpretation of the letter. Happy Pride! I'm sorry I'm not able to be with you today. I would love to be there, but I'm sadly at a family wedding. Last year, it was my great privilege to be the first Montana governor to speak at Big Sky Pride. During that event, I visited with so many of you, and I heard from folks who worked for decades to improve the lives of LGBT people in our state, and never dreamed that one day their governor would be celebrating with them. I also heard from young people who are fortunate to only know a world where LGBT people see acceptance with each passing day. And I spoke with parents whose hearts were changed the day that they learned their child was gay. This year, we have so much to celebrate. Thanks to 4 brave couples. Where are you at? freedom to marry regardless of their gender. Thanks to all of your work, Montana refused to follow the path of Indiana and Arkansas when we rejected our license to discriminate bill this year in the Montana legislature. Thanks to folks like you, students across the state of Montana now enter their classroom every single day knowing that bullying and intimidation will no longer be tolerated. And thanks to local elected officials like those here in Missoula, communities are stepping up to ensure that no one will be denied housing, employment, or access to businesses simply because they're LGBT. We know we still have a lot of work to do. We know that there are far too many states running the risk. There are far too many in our state running the risk of losing their job simply because they put a photo of their husband or wife on their desk. We also know that LGBT youth are far more likely to attempt their own life. Together, we can and will address these issues, and I am confident together we can do this. This weekend, I encourage you to celebrate all of your accomplishments. Because there are many, but also recognize that there's still a lot of work to be done. And know that I may not be able to be here with you today, but I will always be by your side to ensure that Montana is a welcoming place where all people are valued. Thank you. Have fun, be safe, and keep up the good work. Governor Steve Bullock.
All right, how are we all doing? I'm going to welcome a familiar face for all of you that are from Missoula. How many people are from Missoula? How many people are just from Missoula today? That's what I like to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Missoula's own representative in the Montana State House, Bryce Bennett.
Hello, Pride. How are you all doing today? As Kevin said, my name is Bryce Bennett, and I have the honor of representing actually right here in downtown Missoula, Montana in the Montana legislature, and I cannot think of a better place to host Pride in 2015. So welcome. I want to thank the people who organized this and brought this back to our community. You know, here in Missoula, we take a lot of pride in the fact that we've supported equality for so long and that our people consistently vote to push equality measures forward. And it's exciting to bring it back to Missoula, where people are excited to invite people from all over our state and from the entire region to celebrate today in our Pride celebration. So I want to talk with you a little bit about the strength of our community. You know, up in the legislature, there's only 3 of us that are LGBT out of 150. 2 wonderful lesbian women, represent our Senator Diane Sands and Senator Christine Kaufman, and then, absolutely. And then I have the joy of being the only gay person in the house. And that's got to change. Because I got to tell you that I appreciate that I am the first openly gay man that was ever elected to the legislature, but I don't want to be the last. So we need some more. So I want to talk a little bit about what we have accomplished yet, and you heard a little bit from our governor, who's been our partner to the legislature. But we have so many attempts from all over the state to try to bring back or bring Indiana's RFRA, their religious freedom bill that would say that you could discriminate against anybody for any reason. And even when we had conservatives controlling the legislature, we stood up and said no. We stopped that bill. Montana will not be like Indiana or Louisiana or any of these other states that made it so that people could not care who they love. And despite the fact that there's people all over the state that want to continue to be able to fire people because of who they love or refuse them from being able to come into their hotels, we've been able, city by city, to pass non-discrimination ordinances, starting right here in Missoula, Montana, and then in Helena, and then down in Butte, and so many other places. And I gotta tell you, the exciting thing that we're hearing right now is that any day now, we're going back to Billings and ensuring that we pass a non-discrimination ordinance there once and for all. And beyond that, it's far past time that we stop doing this city by city and pass something for the whole state, so that whether you live in Wisdom or Webo or Eureka or Ekalaka, nobody is fired, denied housing because of who they love or how they show it. We heard so many times in the legislature that kids will be kids, and that was their reference because they just felt, you know, if somebody gets beat up because they're gay or lesbian in their schools, that's just kids horsing around. And Montana, for the longest time, had the dubious distinction of being the only state in the nation that did not have an anti-bullying law. And because of you showing up at the Capitol and saying, we end that this year, Montana passed an anti-bullying law. Our kids are going to be protected in our schools. And obviously we have marriage equality here in Montana. The legislature had nothing to do with that. They actually were very unhelpful in that process. But we did it anyways. And I'm kind of reminded as I close here by something that my friend Kim said at an event the other day. And to quote the poet laureate from Canada, Drake, we started from the bottom, now we're here. But we can't put up our feet on the table. We're not done yet. Up until we can ensure that every member of the trans community can go to the doctor of their choice and make sure they get the health care they need without any discrimination, we're not done. Until we can ensure that every kid is safe in their schools, despite the pushback that we're getting, we're not done. Until we can ensure that nobody is discriminated against at their work or a hotel or the apartment that they want to rent, we're not done. We have a lot to celebrate, Montana. We have done so many amazing things in the last few years, and we are making great strides at a lightning pace. But I want us to remember that even though we've done so much, there is still so much to do. And I am absolutely proud to represent this community, proud to represent the city, and to be with you in this fight. Thank you so much, Missoula and Pride.
Because my Kevin couldn't be here, and he really wanted to be, and he asked me if I would take a picture with all of you. So on the count of 3, will you wave and say Pride? 1, 2, 3. That's a keeper. Thank you very much. So I'm Amanda Curtis, and I'm a high school teacher and a labor leader and a former and perhaps future Montana State Representative. My greatest education came in the legislature, because probably like a lot of you, I went into the legislature not realizing a few things. So I'm sorry to do this to you, but this is going to be one of those speeches where it's okay to boo. I hope you guys know how to boo. And I'll try to keep this very short because it looks very hot out there. When I was in the legislature, I realized that there are a lot of different groups who get attacked by the same assholes. I saw bills to take overtime pay away from certain groups of workers. I saw bills that would make it harder for you to get workers' comp and harder for you to get unemployment insurance. I saw bills that would make it easier for you to get fired. Believe it or not, and I know this sounds unbelievable, I saw a bill that would actually make you eligible to be fired if you did not openly and publicly uphold the beliefs and values of your employer. I saw bills that would let employers demand your username and password for social media before you could do it.
That's just a bad idea.
And those same people wanted to deny health care. They wanted
to not feed breakfast to needy kindergartners. And guess what? Those same people wanted to define who is eligible to have a legal relationship. And define what love is. I will never forget the day that one representative stood up and said that the purpose of intercourse is for procreation.
Really?
And yeah, I couldn't make this up if I tried. And as a woman who has not been blessed with children yet, I find that offensive. And I can think of a few other uses.
Can y'all?
One other in this small group said that the Constitution was actually written for moral characters and that no one in this group is a moral character, so what's the big deal?
Wow.
And as a teacher, probably what takes the cake is this man who stood up and said, yeah, but think, you know, if it wasn't considered a felony, then think about the implications for the school system. You know, teachers are able to take their partners or spouses to work with them, and so imagine a second grade teacher who's a lesbian.
I had one. She was awesome.
This man, seriously, I cannot make this up, and I was so horrified, and this is the education that I got. He said, if it's not a felony to be gay in Montana, then a second grade lesbian school teacher could bring her partner to work, and all of those second graders would see that it's okay to be gay.
You know what? I'm pretty sure it's okay to be gay!
And so my point today is that workers and needy folks and uninsured folks and the LGBTQA community really only have one answer to this very small group of people who are attacking all of us. You want to know what the answer is? A revolution. And so I'd like you to celebrate today, but I'd like you to be constantly asking yourself, what is my role in this revolution? Some of you will be able to give money. Some of you will be able to give time. The smallest and easiest and most important thing that every single one of you warriors in this revolution can do is register and vote. I'm not sure if you realize it or not, but we have a foe who is absolutely undecided as to whether or not he's running for governor. Yeah, it's laughable, which proves he's a liar. And this time next year, at 2016 Big Sky Pride, we will absolutely know with certainty who has a chance at being Montana's next governor. And I would like you to keep in mind that one of those people and his wife have spent their money and their time traveling to every place they can, making sure that NDOs do not pass in Montana. You are a warrior in this revolution. Whether you want to be or not, we need every single one of you. So look for a pink bunny from Forward Montana today and get registered to vote. I say Big Sky, you say Pride. Big Sky. Big Sky. Big Sky.
It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who is the first out trans woman to run for office in Missoula. She's a powerful advocate, and you know what? They say she's a sweetheart. I just met her. She seems really fucking cool. Please welcome Anita Green.
I don't know about that sweetheart bit, but here I am. Well, how about Amanda Curtis? Though? That was awesome. She's got a lot of sass. I'm basically the first openly transgender woman to ever run for public office. I'm running for city council in Ward 2. Fingers crossed. Scary. I would like to say that as a disclaimer, I'm not the first trans person, openly transgender person to run for public office. That goes to Roberta Zenker. I saw her. If I find her, I'll point her out to you. But anyway, so just a little bit about me. People like to know about my story, my background. People always ask me, when did you know you were a girl? And I ask them, well, when did you know you were a girl? Or when did you know you were a guy, or whatever. I just kind of always knew. It's just kind of innate for me. I came out as trans about, let me see, I think it was 18, no, 17. 17 I came out, and it's been really hard. And I would not be speaking right now in front of you. Being that other person, no, that wouldn't happen. But basically, I wanted to share something with you guys that somebody messaged me on Facebook. And I want to quote them. I don't want to misquote anyone. So someone by the name of Gigi sent me a Facebook message, and so she said to me, I'm assuming you are running for political office in Missoula, Montana. Good luck to you, as I'm transgender, and I had thought of running for mayor in Kalispell about 5 years ago, but then I moved to the deep south of Sulphur, Louisiana to be with my partner of almost 5 years. Here, I just fight for the acceptance of transgender people. Political aspirations here would be a futile effort at this point in time here in the conservative and homophobic South. To which I responded, never let the potential of failure prevent you from pursuing your dreams. I wasn't sure how receptive people would be of me in Missoula, but honestly, I just didn't care. I know that I'm intelligent, I have innovative ideas, and I have the experience necessary for this position. I'd say most importantly, I just want to help improve the community of Missoula. A quote that I think is most appropriate right now is something Eleanor Roosevelt once said. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So I say, screw the homophobic and transphobic people who are preventing you from pursuing what it is you want to do. Just by running for public office, you'll be sending a message to them which says, this is who I am, and I don't care if you have a problem with me. And so I don't know if you guys saw Thing 1 and Thing 2 with the crazy hair and outfits. But appropriately enough, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. So I would just like to leave you with a Dr. Seuss quote. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Thank you, Missoula. Have a fabulous Pride.
Are a dynamic duo from the Montana Gay Straight Alliance Network. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, that's what I thought. So the Montana Gay Straight Alliance Network takes young people from across the state and gets them to network and be resources to each other. And these are the folks on the ground changing school policies and that are being left behind when we pass city ordinances. So listen up to what the hell they need from you.
Hi, my name is Cody. I am 17 and I came out as gay when I was 14.
I'm Ash. Today I'm going by Captain Gay Man. So, and I came out when I would say 14.
My name is Delaney, and I came out when I was 17 years old. My name is Michaela, and I came out when I was 16. That was loud. My name is Ingrid, and I came out almost a year ago on the Tell Us Something stage.
My name's Dakota, and I came out at like 4, I think.
So today we're talking to you about like just kind of general like
Get up.
I'm gonna stand like this.
Come on now.
So today we're gonna talk about the gender, like the youth gender.
Okay, so being queer and youth in Montana, there's a lot of like gender issues. We have both experienced mistreatment because we were in the wrong bathroom. We're 17 plus. We know what bathroom we need to be in.
Recently, I took a trip to Chicago, and we had to stop all over because it was like a 2,800-mile journey. And I know that almost every stop, somebody told me that I was in the wrong restroom. And I feel like I'm old enough and to be able to tell people or go to the bathroom that I prefer. I don't need people. I don't need people to tell me where I belong or who I am.
Okay, and then we were also just wanting to say, like, hey, we're gay, and a lot of you guys probably are too. I'm just assuming, you know, assuming isn't always the best idea. But anyways, so we were just wanting to let you guys know that, like, we're the future of the LGBTQIA plus alphabet soup community. And so with every step we make, we would love to have your guys' support behind us. And yeah, because you guys know what we are going through.
And the most important part about this is let us do, if we're doing something, like we're going to the bathroom, we know where we are. We don't need other people to tell us where we have to be. We know which locker room to be in. We know what sports to do. We don't need people to tell us how to live our lives.
Learn how to ask appropriate questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, give him a hand. This went on a little bit longer, but it's all important. So, who's still here? Are you queer? Oh my God, I love you. Really quick, look up above. There's a banner up there. There are a bunch of logos and sponsors that made this event happen. Please vote with your dollars by going to those people whenever you need anything. We have vendors along the side if you're looking for bear t-shirts. We've got them here. If you're one of the few people who did not get, and by few I mean 4 billion, did not get one of the Big Sky Pride t-shirts like I am modeling now, they are available on bigskypride.com/swag for exactly 7 days. Order them and they will be sent to you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Please give it up for our amazing DJ,